Hi, my beautiful people. My name is Naomi Tataw, and I'm live and direct from the city of blinks, the city of lights, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. It's a new chapter, and you are all welcomed. This chapter is a little bit here and there with societal topics, but most especially in the bid of trying to inspire someone out there. A few others and myself will be sharing our immigration experiences, especially in the UAE. So stay tuned. Life, they say, is a movie, and life in the UAE is not different. Behind every smiley face, there is a story. On today's episode, we have our beautiful LORA here, and she's readily available to share her experiences in the UAE to inspire someone out there. Yes, you who is watching me out there thinking life is not worth it. So as I normally do, I'll ask her some random questions, and she's definitely going to give me her sincere responses. So, LORA, how is life?
So far, I can say everything is good. So far till here, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so normally we are just in the bid of trying to help someone out there, because you know, mostly the West Africans, they are going through, some of them, not all of them, some of them are going through some hurdles. Yeah, so in the bid of trying to help some people out there, we are just trying to share our experiences so that some people who are suffering or struggling should know they are not the only ones that have gone through the road.
Yeah.
Some of us have been there and we came out successful.
Yeah.
So I will start with the number one question.
Sure.
Why did you leave your country?
Like every other person, I left my country in search for a greener pasture. And here we are.
Okay.
So far, yeah.
All right. So is it because you could not find a job in your country? Is it because your country is not economically stable? So just give us
it's not
in
really,
depth.
Yeah, it's not actually really about the economical system of our country or whatever. But you know, they say, one is never satisfied where they are until they get more. Like they feel more comfortable in whatever they want in their life. And I don't think I can't say my country could not offer me that, but I didn't think it could at the time. So that's why I came to UAE in search for a greener pasture.
Okay, so apart from the UK, apart from the US, apart from Belgium and Sweden, because you know for sure that people from your home country are very, very ignited when those countries, especially the European and the US countries, or the US is being mentioned, they think that's it. So why did you choose the UAE instead of choosing Europe?
First and foremost, I've never been a fan of Europe. And I have a lot of friends there, and they have been asking me, why do you like UAE too much? And it's not, I don't fancy about Europe. If there is a place I want to be and I want to go to, and that is Canada. Even US, I don't so much fancy about US. Yeah, I've had 1,001 opportunities to live, but I didn't. So, but I think UAE has given me the opportunity where I don't know if Europe could have given me that opportunity, because it has shaped me.
Yeah, we have a question for that answer. So what I was trying to ask is, why choose the UAE? Like, because you do not know the UAE, so maybe someone just told you, oh, there's a place called the United Arab Emirates. And what made you to choose the UAE? Is it that the visas were cheap? Is it that you do not have to go for embassy appearances multiple times? Or why did you choose the UAE? Because many people that have been here, they were just like, it was cheap. So yeah, many people were just like, it was cheap. Yeah. So what's your own story?
So for me, it's not about the visa being cheap, because it's not cheap either. It's not cheap. It's not cheap as per se. In fact, UAE is one of the most expensive country in the world, like
to relocate to?
No, not about relocating, but in type of living and expenses, it's kind of very, very expensive, you know. So it wasn't because the visa was cheap, because me coming to UAE, it wasn't cheap at all, because the money they charge my mom for me to be here, it wasn't a small amount.
How much was that?
So basically, it was about 2 million safe that they charged my mom just for the visa before she could get the flight ticket. So it's not cheap.
Okay.
It's not cheap.
All right. So you did not really make any research about the UAE?
No, naturally, I didn't make any research, because the person that recommended the place was my mom's. It was a family friend, my mom's best friend's daughter, which grew up with us. And so when she brought up the idea, my mom said she's a daughter of the house, so she can't probably give a wrong advice. So yeah, so that was it.
So so your mom paid 2 million. And so how did you find yourself here? By that, I mean, who made your visa? How did you buy your flight? Was it like a package? Because, you know, before people would come in like, oh, I just gave my money and my flight, and my money for the flight and the visa at once and my accommodation. So was it a package deal? Just explain to people to understand.
So basically, in that amount, just the visa fee and the accommodation for a month also was in that amount. And we had to get a ticket. I remember I traveled to Douala to get that ticket myself from Ethiopia.
Yeah.
So
that was good, because most people will tell you, oh, it was like a combo. I had to pay for my visa, my accommodation, and they'll be telling you that's the best means, of which that's not the best means actually. Okay, so you had to travel to Douala. You got your visa.
And I got my ticket by myself.
Yeah. So how many months was your visa?
By then they were having a 3 months visa.
No. When did you come in? Because at that time, it was a 1 month, like 30 days, and then 1 month renewable. So it was like a 2 months.
No, when I first came to UAE, that was in 2007. Yeah, I first came to UAE, that was in 2007. Things were way different. So then I went back in 2009.
There was no metro.
There was no metro. By the time I came to UAE, there was no metro, by the way.
Wow.
So yeah, so during that time, visas were like 2 months, then 1 month extension.
Okay.
Then after that, when the visa elapses, you have to exit the country and go. It's not as like today we have to do the airport of a thing. So by that, you have to exit and go either to Kish or to Kishem or whatever place you want to go to.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was how it was, and it was the most toughest time. Yeah.
Did you ever go for one of those?
Yes, I did. Of which one of the time I had to stay there for like a month before the visa could come out. So it was kind of a tough experience for me.
Okay, so normally you said you did not even make any, you did not do any research, because myself, I had to do my research, even though I had a friend here, or possibly my classmate, all right? The person who made my visa was a classmate, but I had to do my research. I had to do the research about the flights. I had to do the research about the visas, as well as the accommodation and living conditions. So you said your mom's, your like a family friend made your visa and all of that. So were the things like, what did she tell you, or the things she told you about UAE, or especially Dubai, was it the same as you came in to meet? Like the weather conditions, like the living conditions, like the employment, was it the same? Because you know for sure that the West Africans always have this complaint of people being told something else, and when they arrive here, it's something else. So what was your experience when, as per what you were informed about the place? Yeah,
I can say it wasn't the same thing. It was way more different, and compared to what I've been told, my mom was being told, like, you know, because I wasn't the one communicating with the person directly, by the way, because my mom was the one handling everything. So it was way different, because getting a job, I had to job hunt by myself. I have to do everything by myself, and even the little amount which I came with was about $300 to $500, and
that's a lot, because some people even came here with $50. That's a lot of money you had.
The truth is, my mom made sure I was fine. And so when I even came in, the person was like again still behind me, like, because she saw the money, she still wanted the money. So that was it wasn't the same thing. I job hunted by myself. I followed people around. I tried to do things.
So what about the weather condition? Was it the same?
It wasn't. It was pretty hard. It was so tough. Like it was so.
When did you come? What month?
I came around the month of Jan.
But the
month of Jan, it was kind of cold because I came in when there was cold. Yeah, so it was fine then. Then later on when the weather changed, I kind of felt like, what is going on? Like, what's going on here?
Okay.
Why this so much? Because it's not a normal heat. Like, you feel like you're cooking, you know, like your body's gonna melt out. So basically, so that was it. It wasn't the same actually.
All right, what about the living condition?
Yeah, the living conditions, first and foremost, what traumatized me was the best pace of a thing. Like when you come and you've been living on your own, you sleep in your own separate room, then all of a sudden you find yourself in a country whereby you have to share a room with thousands of people, you don't even know them, and you have to acquaint with people, you have to, like, it was so strange and traumatizing for me.
But
because
did you enjoy it at the end of it all?
Yeah. At the end of it all, I try to adapt, because in everything there is a reason, you know. You have to try to adapt. So it wasn't easy, but I tried my best to, you know, even though my mom kept on calling me and asking me how are things going over there, I was like, everything is fine, but deep within me I knew it wasn't okay. Like, yeah.
All right, so on the next question, I just want you to give us a vivid tour from like when you came to the UAE right up till now that you're seated here.
Okay.
Like the living conditions, the job hunts, the employments, the visa change, and everything. Just give us, like, when you came to the airport, the XB airport, we picked you up, how was the living condition? Like, just tell us everything that you've been through.
Sure.
The experiences,
Yeah, so basically when I first came into UAE, first of all, I was very young, so they catch me at the airport first. So I was caught at the airport. So and they started asking me question, why did you leave? You're young, why? Because at the time, I remember when I entered the UAE, I was the youngest at the time in the UAE. So it wasn't easy, but the lady who put me the visa, she came to the airport and she picked me up because she was standing outside while I was inside trying to discuss with the immigration, because at the end of the day, they let me in. So when we got home, first of all, the accommodation, I saw the way people are sleeping. So I was like,
because normally I've had people here on the show that said they had a floor space, and the person that told me that came at about the same time like you, and he said that it was a floor space, so bed spaces were only known afterwards when they had to put the bunk beds, that he meant floor spaces where you just have to take your bed and put so on the floor. So is that what you experienced?
Yeah, but that was kind of that was the same thing, but mine was a bit different because the person that brought me could not bear to see me sleep on the floor because she fears my mom. Like she knew if that happens, I'm definitely gonna call my mom and tell her this is what is happening. And so she couldn't do that. I had a bed actually. Yeah, I had a bed. So for that it was okay. But then when I started searching for a job, it wasn't that easy. Like after multiple job posting and many interviews, and I will call you back.
How was it like looking for a job like that time? Because you know now through Indeed, was it the same like now open interviews? Because I know then there were open interviews. Were they open interviews at that time?
Yeah, they had opening interviews as well, and then they had this walk-in. Like you have to also go shop to shop or offices to offices and drop your CV as well. So that was it. Because the first job I got was through one of my friend, one guy I met here. So we kind of talking, and he told me one shop had an interview, a vacancy. So that is how I found myself there, and that was in Dera. So I went there, and the man saw me and he liked me because I was bilingual. So he kind of said, okay, you can start working. That was how I got my first job. I was working there until I left.
So during your work there, did you go for visa change? So explain how you went for visa change.
Yeah, during those time, because they you know, in UAE they want to check to see if you really you are competent. So I went for one visa change in that organization. Then after that I went for then after that he gave me a visa. So yeah, so after he gave me the visa, then I worked for a while. Then I decided to quit.
So how was the quitting process like? Was it very easy? After
Yeah.
6 months, you can just quit?
Yeah, I actually worked there for a while before I left, because the man was kind of so kind, was an Indian man.
Okay.
He was very kind, and when I told him I'm no longer comfortable, he was like, okay, that's fine if that's what you feel. So after that, when I came, it was hard again and struggle. I went back home. That was in 2009. Then I came back in 2013. So, and then I searched for a job. I got another job in there still.
Yeah,
and they were into these bags and shoes. So I worked there for like a year and 6 months. And the salary was very minimal, because getting a salary of 1,500 and no accommodation, and then you have to work from 10 to 11 p.m. at night. That it was the most difficult thing in my life I've ever experienced. Like it was so tough that, because every time waking up very early in the morning, I don't like such jobs, so I was falling sick every now and then. It wasn't easy. My body could not sustain it, so I had to quit again. I just came one morning and I told the guy, the man was an Iranian man. I just told him, sir, I don't think I can continue again with you. Whatever he said wasn't my issue anymore. I was just like, I want to leave. Then the guy was like, okay, you can go home, take a month and rest, then you can come back again. I said, no, sir, I just want to go. My spirit is no longer here. So I left. And
you went for another visa change?
Yes, I went when he gave me my settlement. I went for another visa change, and then after that, I was home searching for a job. By then, one of my cousins was here, so he referred me to one Chinese shop. They wanted someone with the basic knowledge of Arabic, and then I fit in that position. So I took the job. I worked there for about 2 weeks. And the lady paid me and I left. I told her I'm not supposed to work here. I have other plans. So when I took the money, I changed my visa. I got a new visa. So when I came back now, so what happened with my switch was, I can say when you are working with God, there are things that won't be like, you go according to His plan. When you go according to God's plan, there are things that happens rapidly in your life and you will not know how it did happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, because when I left from the Chinese lady's shop, I went home and I wasn't interested. I wasn't even searching for a job. So I moved into one accommodation. I met a friend. He's in the US now. His name is Smith. So he was working in one immigration company. So he wanted to quit his job. They needed someone who could speak both French and English, since they were doing some programs for Canada. So he just came home and he told me that, hey, Laura, I'm quitting, and I think in my company they need somebody who speaks both French and English. So even my CV, I didn't prepare it. So he was the one that took his own CV. He edited the CV and even put experience that I didn't even have. So he just mentioned that I've been working in one organization in Cameroon as an immigration consultant, and so that is how it happened. And he edited the CV and dropped in the company, and they called me for an interview. I went there and I passed the first interview, because the guy gave me a letter in French and requested me to translate into English.
Okay.
So I just took the letter in French and I was reading it in English. He was impressed, and then he called me for the next interview. And the next thing he told me, okay, this is a package of salary, which was basically 3 times what I was earning. Yeah. So it was kind of, I moved like, God just picked me like from square one into, like, if I want to put it on a scale, like it's gonna be like from 1 to 6. Yeah. So that was how it was. So I worked in the company. It wasn't tough. I went through very hard training, because the job also wasn't easy. The stress there also wasn't. It was so unbearable. And one day I had to quit again. Then again I moved to another job. Then I worked there. I completed my contract, and then I went back home. I came back again, and I got another job again. And here am I.
Okay, so basically she's telling you she started as a sales lady in Dera,
Yeah.
and right now she's an immigration consultant
Yeah.
for people who really want to travel to Canada, the US, Australia, and even
the
Europe.
Europe, yeah.
Yeah, so that was an amazing move for her. Like, that's why I called her to come on this show, because I know her story is one that is going to touch many lives,
Yeah.
especially people that are in Dera or doing sales, and they're thinking, oh, my life, or doing security, and they are thinking, oh, my life is going to end here.
Yeah.
Your life can't really end there, because you need to, first of all, you need to have a push.
Yeah.
For your life to move forward.
Yeah.
So on the next question, would you say your journey to success would have been different if you went to the US, if you went to the UK? Next question, would you say your journey to success would have been different if you went to the US, if you went to the UK, if you went to maybe Britain or whatever? You understand me? Because normally you see people who come in here and will just be like, oh, UAE is my stepping stone because I know I am meant for the US, I know I'm meant for Belgium. But I always tell them, because there's one video I make, because every video I make, right, it has a title. Especially when it comes to experiences.
Yeah.
So, and I told it, embrace the UAE. Because most people, for example, most West Africans, they come here and they don't embrace this country.
Yeah.
They talk down on the country.
Yeah.
And I told someone, you cannot really every day you talk down on the country and expect the soil to bless you.
Yeah.
Definitely
that's
not
impossible.
to bless you.
That's impossible.
You understand me? So that's why success is very hard for some West Africans, because they always talk very mean things about the place. They think in their head that it's Europe and America that has the gold that they are looking for. But believe me, there are many people here in the UAE making good money, and they're not going nowhere. They are here.
That is definitely, true.
Yeah, so they are here. So would you say it would have been different if you went to those other countries?
I can't really say it would have been different, because I know a lot of people in Europe who are suffering. They don't even have where to live. Some of them are squatting. Some of them, they use somebody's house like our doorstep as their sleeping place. Then the next day they're outside and hustling.
They still have the bed spaces
and they also still have bed spaces as well. I am saying it from experience. Like I have like almost 70% of my family are in Europe, so I can tell you what's going on there, because they will tell me, even if someone lies to you or a friend lies to you, your family will not lie to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so your family can never tell you that this is what is happening, whereas that's not a thing. So in every part of the world you find yourself, I just think if you embrace something with a pure heart, trust me, that place is definitely going to be a blessing to you.
Yeah.
Because if you start looking down, it seems like us human. If I am looking down on you, I talk down on you, and I don't see anything good coming you, like, there is nothing that you do can be of benefit to me. No matter what, like, even if you were meant to be my destiny helper, it's not going to happen. Why? Because I'm already talking down on you. So nothing good can come to you from you that is going to be a blessing to me.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what I can say is, even if I was in Europe or in US or wherever, or in the UK, I don't think that this experience would have been different, because the same way we live in UAE is the same way. The only difference is that they have papers. They have the means of giving birth to children who have papers, of which in UAE it's not the case. So if UAE was giving papers to people like the same way they give in Europe, in US or whatever, UAE would have been the best place to settle. Trust me on that. It would have been the best place. You don't want to go in a country whereby you are earning 2,000 euros, you pay your taxes, you pay your house rent, you pay your car, you pay your bills, you pay this and that, you pay the kids canteen, and that.
She's working in immigration, so she knows what they are going through. She knows how much percentage they have to give on as tax.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, how much are you left with? How much can you save? If statistics have shown that people who are in the Middle East, they tend to have more properties back home compared to those in Europe. There are people in Europe with 10 years, 15 years. They don't even have a piece of land of 1 meter of 1 meter square, like in Cameroon. Definitely. They don't have. They don't have anything, like nothing to show for. Whereas in the Middle East, you have You have the means. Why? Because you don't pay tax. When they pay your salary, it's all for
yours.
yourself. You can decide to live on your own, or you can decide to go on the best space. You will still save. I know people who live in the best space, they have mansions in Cameroon.
Yeah.
In which in Europe, even if you are living in the best space, you still have to pay the tax. You still have to pay the bills. So there are a lot of things you have to cover. So the government doesn't care whether you are sleeping in the air. As long as you're working and you're paying their taxes, you can sleep wherever you want to sleep. You can,
Tell them.
You can sleep wherever. It's not their business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to declare your tax. Otherwise, there are a lot of things you will not benefit when it comes. Only taxpayers have benefit.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, you are not different from like a prisoner. A prisoner who is earning nothing, but still he's having food to eat. Yeah. So at the end of the day, even if I had to choose, I would have still choose UAE. So I would still have chosen UAE because it's it's what it is.
Yeah. All right. On the next question, I wanted to ask that with the sea of experience you had from 2007, you came without the metro. You came when it was floor space. You came when everything was okay.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because UAE is the only country in the world that I saw that it evolves every year. Like UAE grows every year. You can go back to your home country today and come back same time next year and it's different.
Sure.
Rules are different.
Yeah.
The metro naming different. Like it evolves every other day. And that's what I love about a society like this. Because my country is so stagnant, I'm sorry to say, but it's just so stagnant in a way that you go even after 15 years, the pothole you left, you will still meet it like that. But here it evolves every day. So would you say with the experiences that you've picked up all through your stay in the UAE has shaped you to be a better person today?
That would be an understatement. Shaping me will be an understatement because it has not only shaped me, it has molded me.
Yeah.
It has made me a better person, a stronger woman, and a more vicious and industrious. So I can say if I am speaking with someone, when I'm speaking with someone, the person sees only the aura around me, the person, he feels, okay, there is something good in this person. Let me say something, in UAE gives opportunity to everybody. Whether you've been to school, whether you've not been to school. And mind you, people come to UAE and they say, no, we cannot go to school because of this, because of that. No, in fact, you are not well informed. Yeah. You are not well informed.
Especially the West Africans. I'm sorry to that. I'm always going back there because I'm a West African myself. We are not informed at all.
Yeah.
The few West Africans that have the information, one thing bad about us, the West Africans, we conceal information. Yeah. Of which, for example, the Filipinos don't. Yeah. If they have one bright information, they share it in their community. And that's why they grow excessively well. But we don't. Like you were talking something about information.
Yeah. So you are not well informed. People feel that if they come to UAE, they can achieve their dreams. If they don't want to go to school, they cannot go. UAE gives all those opportunities. You can go to school. You can pay your fee instrumentally.
Yeah. Post the test checks.
You can like you have I got my degree here in the UAE.
Okay.
I got my degree here in the UAE. I was working and schooling. I was reading at night. I would come back from work. I'm on my books until I got my degree. So if somebody is telling you, no, you cannot, you can get everything you want. You can get it in UAE. But the only issue is if you recognize UAE as a land of opportunity, then it will work for you. If otherwise, trust me, it's not going to work because you are not even going to give yourself a chance to benefit from what the country has to offer. Yeah, because every day there are new things, there are new opportunities. If you train yourself in the UAE, like for instance, if you've been in the UAE for 3 to 4 years and you've not taken any course, you've wasted so much time of your life. You've wasted, especially if you are not educated, you've wasted a lot of your time. Even if you have a 6 months course, you have a 1 year, it will change your life.
Even going to Alison, I have a video of the different courses you can take online that will make sense to you. Yeah. Because sometimes you can even back those degrees back from your home countries and you see that what you're doing is different from what you even studied. Yeah. It doesn't even align. So definitely, and there are some courses and skill sets that how would I put it, like the job market wants. So look for those skills and the courses that is relevant to the job market and grab it as fast as possible.
True.
And that's what some of our brothers and sisters do.
Yeah. And most of them, those that have understood this, they are doing it and it's working. If you see you are good, if you see that the IT market is there and people they are hiring for IT, why can't you take a 3-month course or a 6-month course? Then after that, you put yourself in the job market. So it's just about strategy and having proper information. So in order to be successful in UAE, you have to unlearn to learn.